Our next guest has starred in Crime, Des and The Lost Honour of Christopher Jeffries. And tonight he stars in a new drama alongside one of the loose women. Please welcome Jason Watkins.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, it's pretty tense, isn't it? Yeah.
Very tense. A psychological thriller. And Sunetra's in there too.
Sunetra's in there too, yes. I'm married to Sunetra and the news is it's great. Yes, nice place to be. Yes, it's a kind of cat and mouse thriller. And I play as a detective and I'm sort of haunted by this case from the past that was unresolved. And into our street becomes Robson Green. And during one of our conversations, he says something that reminds me of the time when this Ripton stalker, as you heard, escaped. So I think that he might have something to do with it. So it's me trying to prove it, or whether that's true or not, or whether I'm kind of losing it a bit because around the time of that, when I failed to secure the prosecution or whatever, to find the Ripton stalker, I had a bit of a wobble, a breakdown, and actually that's quite a good... That's one of the great things of the drama, actually, that Sunetra and my relationship is so... I want it to be just like a normal relationship, like not a... I mean, I look quite normal. I'm not Brad Pitt, although we are the same age. But it's kind of... It was just like a normal person, how you would cope with a stressful situation.
And also, it's hard to switch off. If you've been a detective all your life, you don't just switch it off because you retire.
No, and that often goes on to your children and your family and how you... And I've spoken to many detectives. I've played lots of coppers and victims and nasty people as well. So, but yeah, and police officers do have things that haunt them. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's...
the one that got away.
The one that got away.
Yeah.
And he blames himself for it as well, I think. But, yeah, his own sense of failure, he can then pervades other parts of his life, you know, so...
It's sort of who is hunting who, really, isn't it?
Who
it's
is
like,
hunting
yeah,
who,
there's
yeah.
a bit of
so
a...
so Robson, I mean, he moves next door and you're trying to think, you know, is he the Ripton stalker? And I think he is, and I'm trying to prove it, but... And he's certainly enjoying himself, isn't he, Robson? So
there's a few little sinister moments
and he's
there.
in all 4 episodes.
And that's the third time you've worked together, right? Because you were in Soldier first.
Yeah, we were in Soldier years ago. Yeah. And then Being Human, yeah. And, yeah, there he is. He's handsome. He's really handsome, isn't he? What happened? Sorry. No, he was absolutely such a joy. He's meticulous and really... fascinating. And it's so nice when you've got such a good script to work on with someone that you know well.
And it's not the first time you've worked with Sunetra either, is it?
No. Gosh, that's sort of burned into my memory. No, we had this real shorthand. I can't remember what we did. I don't think we did much together, but we've met socially as well. So, and that was what we wanted to have. You know, because when you don't always see it in relationships on film, but there's just a lot of banter, isn't there? Yeah. You know, and you get through adversity by sense of humour and stuff. And Sunetra, I mean, you know, she's got a great sense of humour, so there was a lot of that. We tried to show that very much in the show. Yeah. And that was the thing that was being destroyed by this other press.
And this isn't the only thing you've got coming out. You've got a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
The Phoenician Scheme. I had to look up what a Phoenician was.
Phoenician,
and
yeah.
But it's to do with sailing, which doesn't seem to be what this film is about.
No, it's set in that part of the world. I think it's to do with the Phoenicians.
Oh, to do with
the Middle East and around that area. Yeah. So... and, yeah, there it is, you see. He's got all these people in it. And, I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Look at them all.
Quite quickly on purpose.
And me.
And you.
And me.
Yeah.
And so we all had we all stayed in the same hotel, so we ate, and so I went down to dinner for the first time with all these people, you know, and he said...
A bit like being at Madison.
Was that like?
Scarlett Johansson and Bryan Cranston, Tom Hanks.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was great. I felt a little bit like I feel now, you know, sort of... yeah, but then, you know, they are normal people. I mean, they're extraordinary people because they're so talented, basically, aren't they? But beyond that, you would say Tom Hanks is a great storyteller, raconteur, and that he likes that. And you might say that other of them take their time and they're like us in conversation. You know, you might go to a party or something, you don't quite find your feet, and then you do, and then you're yourself. And
Yeah.
so it felt like that. So it was quite normal in that respect. But I kept sort of, like blinking. But are they going to know that is Scarlett Johansson? That's Riz Ahmed.
I love the fact that you even have that moment. Like, look, everything that you've done, and you're still kind of having those pinch me moments.
I think it's a necessary part of work.
Yeah,
that you
true.
should feel terrified sometimes of the work you do. And even going on stage, you should feel nervous. And if you don't, I think there's maybe something wrong.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. That's how I look at it.
But your career has spanned over such a long time, and
Thank
you're
you.
still doing. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. I mean, you know me, I fangirl over you every time I see you.
Very kind. No, I am older. Yeah,
Your
I'm
work's
older.
amazing. But what do you think it is that's enabled you to kind of transition? Because there's been so many different, moods and changes over the last few years. How have you managed to kind of keep yourself relevant and...
I don't know. I mean, I just wear clothes that are far too young for me, and that makes me... I love my job, and I love people, and I like connecting with people. I like telling the story of someone's life, and that is often, if it's a beautiful script, it's a nice thing to be able to do. And in the theatre, I used to do lots of different parts and different characters, and I've been able to do that in my work in television and film. So that's part of the reason. But I think you've got to be...
And the ability to master a handstand, which Ben told us about earlier. I'm not going to get you to do it, so don't worry, Jason, because we are out of time.
Didn't bring up.
The game is tonight, 9 p.m. on 5. Thank you so much, Jason.